Hi, is my presentation against growing old together, or why we should be against the widespread use of harsh and intrusive medical procedures in the goal of expanding human life. So I present to you the problem. In the modern day health culture around the world, it has become commonplace to expand life by any means and at nearly any cost. This creates two very large problems societally. Number one, our elderly population are being forced into increasingly invasive procedures and are often forced to go on living lives they no longer wish to live. They are left bedridden or with physical or mental illnesses that are making their lives nearly miserable almost constantly. Secondly, there are those that are young and healthy that do not wish to live long enough to experience these said slow years. There are those, such as myself, that would not like to live these long and arduous lives. We would like to live our lives much faster, unhealthier, as some may say, but younger and more fruitful. We are not preparing for this long stretch of time that we're going to be alive. We want to live fast and young. And in the world health culture, this is not really appreciated or honestly, in most times, accepted. You are expected to want to live as long as possible, even if you don't really have much reason to want that exact thing. So, this is what we should change to. World health culture should shift away from this idea of expanding life by any means necessary, whether that be invasive medical procedure or medications or any other means. There are many valid reasons for not wanting to live an exceedingly long life, and there are equally as many reasons why an elderly individual may not want to live any longer. There are a slew of potential physical and mental health issues that occur during our elder years, and these become increasingly more intense the longer we live. It should become equally acceptable and available to choose to live a shorter life or to choose to stop living when you are in your elder years, just to stop the pain that you're in, or just because you may feel that you are finished and have done all that you wish to do. For example, me and a lot of my friends do not wish to live these very long lives that our grandparents have lived, or that even our mothers and fathers have lived. We want to travel the world, experience new things, try dangerous things, or even for someone just want to live calm but just not live on that long. I want to see amazing places and do insane things, but these things are not often related to living a very long life, and I don't think they have to be. Next, I would like to provide you some important evidence from outside research. These come from different academic articles and journals, such as this first one, Life at Age 100, International Research Agenda for Centenarian Studies. The term centenarian refers to someone who has lived past the year 100, such as the name, century centenarian. They quote that the lack of comprehensive knowledge based on the functioning and challenges of the very old leaves many unanswered questions about the service needs of the growing population. This shows that we have this increasingly large elderly population living these lives that have yet to this point never been lived. No one has ever lived this long. And with that, there is many challenges and fears that we do not yet understand. So with this, there is many reasons why someone may want to end their life earlier or be afraid of reaching that point because of how little we know about it. Next is a quote from the article from Old and Oppressed, What We Think About Ending Their Suffering, Attitudes Toward Euthanasia for Elderly Suffering from Physical versus Mental Illness. Their quote says that developments in medicine and healthcare enable us to prolong the lives of people suffering from incurable illness for many years, though their quality of life may be significantly impaired and they do not necessarily want to extend their lives. This shows a significant issue in the medical field, that there are those that have lost the ability or right to make their own decisions, and their children or even grandchildren are making decisions for them when they no longer truly wish to live, or they don't understand what it is like to live that long and the suffering that they are going through. And then one last quote from Sense of Control and End of Life Decision Making. The voices of these older adults suggest a different path to decision making that requires the good provider patient communication and shared decision making and focuses on priorities and goals, but allows older adults the option of taking a more passive approach while still maintaining a sense of control and personal autonomy. This shows that our elderly population are choosing to put the control into our hands, the younger generation, the ones to make the decisions. So it's important that we stay informed and understanding of what it is truly like to live how long they have. So we should not be making these constant decisions to let them force them to live so long and arduous lives when they have already done all that they wanted to. I'd like to close this presentation by asking you to truly think about what it means to live these long lives, and if doing so is truly what's best for you or your elders. Make smart decisions for your companions and your loved ones, as well as yourself going forward, and try to change this harsh world culture in health.